This is Dr. Ben exposing how the establishment engages in pseudoscience and deception. So came across this study and really thought it was intriguing, wanted to share it with you guys. So NYU has said that they're going to go ahead with a study on hydroxychloroquine as a therapeutic drug for COVID-19, which is good news. I mean, I say we give it a shot, we do the actual science, and we see what shakes out. Then I read the article about how they're actually conducting the science, and I was very perturbed. So I want to go over that with you. So in the study, they're going to compare hydroxychloroquine against vitamin C. So they're using vitamin C as the placebo, which, if you've been paying attention, you've probably heard that vitamin C has antiviral properties. I live in Arizona, where naturopathic medicine has a broad scope of practice. I'm not a naturopath myself, but I know a lot of naturopaths who practice, and intravenous vitamin C is a therapy that they use for a lot of different things, including acute respiratory conditions. I actually had a patient who was treated by a naturopath who had COVID-19, and she recovered shortly after getting intravenous vitamin C. So the fact that they are using vitamin C as the placebo, not testing vitamin C against a placebo, but testing hydroxychloroquine and claiming that vitamin C is the placebo, is pretty much, let's call it out, it's pseudoscience, right? It's basically saying, like, we're going to test this drug against this other therapy, which has also been believed to be effective, and then when it kind of washes out that we don't see much difference between hydroxychloroquine and the placebo vitamin C, we conclude that, oh, hydroxychloroquine is not that effective. This is exactly how you do scientific fraud, okay, and pseudoscience. You set up the experiment to fail. You don't even use a real placebo, which is what they do with vaccines. No vaccines have been tested against a true inert placebo. The only one that was, quote unquote, was the HPV vaccine, which was tested against polysorbate 80, and it wasn't even the actual formulation used commercially that was tested against the inert placebo. Anyway, another story for another time. So here we are. We're being accused of pseudoscience. Now, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is funding actual pseudoscience where we're not testing against an inert placebo, because the true way to do it would be to test hydroxychloroquine against an actual inert placebo, not vitamin C, something like saline injection or a sugar pill, or test vitamin C, both intravenous and oral, if you want to be really thorough, against also an inert placebo. So you test all these therapies against an actual inert placebo, not a faux-cibo that actually does have some antiviral properties. You're essentially setting the experiment up to fail. I want to thank Dr. Daniel Chong for bringing this to my attention. But I mean, this is the world we live in, where the establishment conducts blatant pseudoscience, blatant experiments that are blatantly unscientific from the get-go, and then passes them off to say, oh, the hydroxychloroquine's not that effective. Hide out in your houses for another year or 2 or 6 years while we develop a vaccine, because we ran some pseudoscientific experiments, and guess what? It's not effective. I mean, this is the 1984 crazy world that we live in. I can barely believe it, but it's all from the article, which I pointed out. Anyway, guys, stay on point. Stay positive, okay? Good things are going to happen, as this, unscientific agenda continues to be pushed. People are going to call it out, and it's going to be apparent to more and more people that we are dealing with essentially psychopaths who have no interest in conducting science, only serving their own self-interest, and it's going to collapse, and we're going to win. So there it is, guys. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram, Dr. Benjamin Benulis. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Dr. Benjamin Benulis. If you use Facebook, there's my name as well. And I will catch you guys next video. Thanks for watching.